Hello there, welcome to yet another video. It's been a while since I've been putting out a video. It's been about 3 weeks, and the reason is that a lot has happened since the last video, aside from being sick, which you may be able to tell. I've been fighting a very bad cold, so I've held off on putting together videos. But I've also been working on a gigantic machine that you folks will love to see, I think. It's a secret of sorts, but it's coming together really well, and this is part of that project. This actually will be a quick video for today to indicate what will be coming soon. This is we're going to make a mold, a rubber mold of this object. This object I printed and I designed it. It's a little beetle based on the video game that my kids and I play called Grounded. It's a ladybug. It's a little ladybug. Don't know if I can focus on it. And it has a hole in the bottom, if you can see. I call it a bottle beetle, and the idea with that hole is that for people who have arthritic hands, it fits on perfectly and it helps you open the bottle. See? Fits on very nicely, and it actually is very useful. I've tried it on bottles. It works really well. It's got little teeth on the inside here to grip the, there we go, to grip the bottle lid and to give it a twist. And my idea is this can be cast into solid plastic. This is a 3D print and therefore hollow, much like if you look at 3D prints, they tend to be printed hollow because otherwise it would take a very long time to print if you printed that solid. That's hollow in there. And so this is hollow, but I'd like to have it in solid plastic or even metal. So we're going to do lost wax casting with a machine that I'm making. It's a casting machine. And the process of building that has been very, very long and very involved. And you'll see that video next. That's after this video, and that should be done very soon. And this is the following video, which will come up first, the mold making video. And I watch a couple of channels on YouTube that are very helpful for this. One is the Craftsman channel. I highly recommend that channel. Great sense of humor. And the other one is, and he goes into mold making. And the other one is Buster Beagle. Buster Beagle tells you how to make a 3D, tells you how to make a mold injection machine on the cheap. And I go into that as well. I do my version of it. Now the Craftsman video came up with a really good idea, the Craftsman channel, on using the frame for mold making, which I used to do out of wood, to use Lego parts. And I think that's brilliant. That is utterly brilliant. And so I'm using knockoff Lego, which is this Faco, made in Canada. And I will use this to make a mold of this. And so together, today, we will quickly go through how to make a mold on the cheap, if you want to do casting at home. I used to do casting back in the day. With my mom, we would do silver and gold casting. Very different than this. And that was done with a different system. That was done with lost wax casting, which I'd like to get into again. I'm going to start easy and do plastic casting for now, and then eventually get into metal casting again. That will be down the road, however. So I'll go through this quickly, approximating the size of this mold. It's a bit of a big side. Don't need something gigantic. I want to save on material if I can. Because silicone for casting is not cheap, and latex doesn't last very long. We used to make latex molds, and they would decompose very, very quickly. Really quickly. That was too bad. But silicone, which lasts forever, is expensive, which is why some people still use latex, because if the mold doesn't have to last long, you just use latex. Now, you may be wondering what the plasticine is for if you've never done mold making before, and you will see in a minute what it's for. I've had some compliments on my channel recently, and I want to say thank you to whomever that was that wrote some very touching things. Thank you for complimenting my channel. It's encouraging to hear. I never know if what I'm doing is interesting or anything. I just do it for fun, really. And if people are actually enjoying it, that's very nice. So thank you. Thank you for writing something very kind. Very good words of encouragement. I've had that a couple of times recently, and I appreciate that. It's not a big channel, it's a little channel, and it's a little channel of interesting things. And I'll reiterate, the purpose of this channel really is kind of directionless, a little bit, but it's a matter of keeping things out of landfill if possible, doing things yourself and showing that it's possible, that if I can do something, I can promise you, you can probably do it. I'm no genius. I'm just a person with a lot of interests. And so, if I can do it, you can do it. And that's the whole point of this channel. It's an encouragement channel to try new things, experiment and explore. And think outside the box. Try to think outside the box. Try to think creatively. There's lots of things that can be done out there. You know, you don't always have to spend money and buy stuff. Sometimes you can do it yourself, whether it be gardening or making something or whatever. And I would love to see people be more self-sufficient in a positive way, in a helping each other sort of way if possible. And just, if you want to make a quick buck making stuff, there's that too. And that's what I'm hoping to do with this. I'm hoping that this 3D print and casting channel will become a bit of a side income as well, because things are getting tight financially. Now, I've been thinking about this beetle, how to print it. It's an odd shape. There's no easy way to make a seam. It's a dome all the way across. So I thought of doing it this way, where it would seam here, and that's a possibility. But then that would be hard to remove from the mold because of this pocket. So I decided upon this being the way. And I have a golf tee. This is a golf tee from golf. And that will be the flute. There we go. And this is just a test mold. It may not work terribly well, and it may work really well. Who knows? This is a mold I made here from a while ago. It's getting kind of dirty. Silicone mold made of a figurine I had sculpted in Blender, and I printed. It took forever to print, but that is huge, and I don't think I can cast that. That was my orc that I made in 3D. And I was going to cast it and make it a lawn figurine of some sort. Rawr. Looks a bit like the Hulk, and I was gonna have him be some lawn ornament or something. Very strange lawn ornament, but I ended up not doing that because I couldn't figure out how to cast it. Now I might have a solution to that. So this is the golf tee, shoots in the material through the golf tee into this, would fill up where the eyes are, which is what I'm hoping for, and make it a copy if it goes well. Who knows? Might just be making a mess. And that's alright too. Messes are fun. A lot of fun things happen in a mess. Let's see. And again, you'll have to pardon me, I'm fighting a really awful cold. But it's getting better. Today is not a bad day for this cold, for me. Pardon me. Yeah. Leaping Lego. I was a huge Lego kid growing up. And in fact, I'm wondering, how many of you were Lego people? How many of you loved Lego growing up? I'll take a quick drink of tea. Pardon me, that is a bit of green tea. I like green tea, and it helps me with this cold, this sore throat. So, that's the mold. That is literally, and this is by the Craftsman channel. I love that channel. And he goes into toy making, simple toy making. And I have to be honest with you, what he does is brilliant. And I'm going to probably do a version of it myself. I'm going to make some simple toys or tools, and I will probably sell them on Etsy if I can, if you're interested. Or some other place that you can sell things. I actually don't know where you sell stuff. I have to look into that now. Amazon, maybe. So that was quick. There it is. The Lego frame, the beetle, and the flute. Now the silicone I bought takes 6 hours to dry. Is that in frame? Kind of. That's a long time. But it's a warm day today. We've had a couple of days of absolute freezing cold. So I'm glad we finally got rid of that cold. Freezing cold weather. It was below 30 outside for a couple of days. And so I couldn't do much outside. But now I can put this, now it's warmer again. It's in the pluses today, so this will go outside and ventilate outside and cure outside. So it'll take 6 hours to cure, and then what I'm doing is I'm putting in registries. Every mold needs a registry, and so if you look at this mold, it has these bumps and divots here. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. Is that in frame? Kinda. Divots and bumps, and what they do is they link it together like that, so that way you don't get it together like this, you don't get it together like this, it locks in place, and you need those to make the mold work. Otherwise you'll get a weird casting, and that does happen. Even with the registries, that can happen. I'm going to put a dent here. And this is Sal's tail, Salamander's tail. He's had a bad life, and I'll remake him, and he's my mascot for this channel, and I'll remake him and make a copy of him and sell him, actually. That's sort of a thing. Oop. There we go. I'm doing a fairly quick job. This is not the final product. This is going to be remade soon properly. The eyes, it's not symmetrical. This eye bulges out a bit more than this eye, and I'm not happy with that. But this is a good test. This is a good test object. So there we go. These are the 4 registries. Yeah, professional jewelers often have the mold look like jagged teeth, so they fit together like that. Don't know if I'm in frame or not. So that when you take the mold apart, they do that. And if I can find, I'm not drinking this, if I can find a old jeweler's mold, I'll share that with you. I'll show it to you. And show you how the professional jewelers did their molds. Unfortunately, a lot of the molds my mum used are destroyed. They, I apologize. I don't know how much I missed with the camera. It turned off all of a sudden, which is odd because the battery's fine. I've poured out a 50-50 ratio of part A and part B for the silicone mold, and I'm gonna mix them together now. And I'm gonna spill it everywhere, making a mess, because that's what I do. And I've got the house ventilation on, so it's ventilating all of this out very nicely. That would help. And then I'm going to put this outside where it can just do what it does. And I'm going to have fun cleaning all this up after. Some of this footage I might speed up a little bit, because it's kind of boring. And now it says to mix thoroughly, so I'm going to mix thoroughly. Get the corners, it says in the instructions. And the instructions were very comprehensive. Pardon me. And it's thickening already, even though it's a slow cure. And then I'm going to come back, we're going to pour this in. Hopefully it won't leak out the Lego, but I don't think that's getting thick already. It's getting kind of goopy. That's good. And here we go. And I think I need more. Possibly. And what the instructions said was to pour it on the highest point, and then it'll find its own path, kind of instruction. And frankly, I don't know which one I'm using now. Am I using part A in the part B cup, or part B in the part A cup, or which is which? Again, pardon me for making breathing noises, but I'm getting over a pretty nasty cold. And if this works, if this whole process works, I've got ideas. Many ideas. Some of them are actually pretty good. Is that still videotaping? Yes, it is. There we go. that should be enough. I don't know what to do with the extra. Yeah. This will all come outside too. That's that, folks. Now we'll circle back in 6 hours and take a look at it and see how it goes. Be back eventually. Alright, it's the next day, and here is the first part of the mold. I'm going to get my optimizer, and we're going to open this up and see how it went with the Lego frame. Now, it did leak all over. This is old silicone here, and this is some silicone I put in as compensation. This silicone takes about 6 hours to harden, and now it should be ready to go, actually. I'm curious. Let's find out. Like I said, it leaked about a centimeter down, so I added a bit more silicone this morning and had to let it sit another 6 hours because this stuff takes 6 hours to cure. I took slow acting stuff. It's kind of cool, eh? Kind of neat. Kind of stuck. Kind of gross. Now let's try to get this open and see what we have in here. Pardon me, I'm quite sick, actually. I've been fighting something chesty the past while, and it's getting to me now. Oh, cool. I took the pattern off the tray. Yeah, I took the pattern off this. Well, that's fun. Don't know if you can see this. Oh, that is cool. That's a fun accident. I'm going to keep that. Don't know what for, but I'm going to keep it. I suppose I should be using gloves. Okay, yeah, that's a lot of fun. Fun accident. Look at that. Cool. Yeah, that's a fun thing. Now, I am still curious. I think it just leaked out all the holes, to be honest with you. Because it is Lego, after all. And it's not even good Lego, it's Fako. So, now let's take a look. Yeah, that's where it leaked out, right there. Oh. Now, I have an idea. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to keep that. The kids are going to wonder what this is. Just having fun here, guys. Look at that. Folks. That is so neat. I wonder what I could use that for. I don't know. That's silicone. Neato. Okay, that can go somewhere fun. Have to figure out what to do with that. Now I'm going to take out the clay. I'm not going to take this out of the mold. I'm going to take the clay out of the mold and then build it up this way. That might be an idea. So let's try that. Which means I'll need to get more Lego. Oh yeah, there's a hole there too. It squirted out down here. That's alright. Cool. It's all in between the bricks. Now my hope is to leave the beetle in there and take the silicone out. I mean, take the clay out. If the beetle doesn't move at all, then this mold should be a success despite some of the strange problems I've been having with it. Because I haven't done this in a while, and usually I make the mold out of wood, and I can seal it better. This is the first time using the Craftsman Lego method. And any errors that have happened are on me, not on his suggestions. He did it correctly on his channel. I'll just really like switch the glue together. Like I'm on the set of Alien or something. That's the most amazing noise. Sure. Okay, here we go. Let's try to keep this straight. I see my pieces down here. There's the spigot golf tee. Hopefully I can hold it in place. Let's try to pry it up. Yeah, silicone. Silicone? How do you pronounce it? I like to say silicone. When I'm saying silicone, I feel like I'm saying cone. Unless I'm making a cone, it's not silicone. Okay, I'm just being silly. There we go, getting the clay off, and getting the character out. Getting the... Oh, this worked really well. Okay, aside from some mistakes. Here we go. My beetle bottom. The bottom of my beetle. There we are. Can you see that? Is it really hard to see? That's the bottom of the beetle. There's the spigot. There's the beetle, the golf tee, and the plastic print. There's the registries with the piece of wire in there. And then there's the other registry here. And I'm going to build it up with Lego on this side. And make a bottom part of the mold. Let's do it. This is the first mold made on every one time. So it's a bit crazy to it. These are cool. No plan for busting to help the process. Hopefully this worked. When it's busting, I should see that moving. Watch out, there's more. I'm going to scroll this up. Maybe let's look. Like sand. Come on, right here. That's what's a keeper. What let me just take my edge. I'll put this up there. And then it will be ready in a few hours. And then after this, we can try casting it with the new machine. Done for liquid cleaning. Okay, now it's not quite level. That should be good. And now we just let that cure for the next while, and then I'll clean up my desk. And in 6 hours we'll loop back. Thank you. Hello Internet. Here we are with the mold now. This has been a couple of days because I have been severely sick and I needed to take a day or so off. Okay, cool. So yesterday I was sleeping all day because I have been sick in a way that I have not been sick in a very long time. And it was not COVID, it was something else. I did the test and it did not come up as COVID, but the doctors said it was pretty serious, whatever it was. So I took yesterday off and rested, and today, not feeling great, but still fine. So this looks finished. It looks like it's been setting very well. There has been little to no leak. I don't see any signs of leakage. And there is the block of silicone around the object that we are casting in the Lego mold. And I put tape just because last time it leaked and I had to top it up partway through the next day. So this we are now going to open and see what we've got. And this is regular duct tape. And as I've said before, all of this is in preparation for another video that I've been putting together that is much bigger and fairly serious and fairly exciting on a machine I've been making, which I will link to. This mold is a bit crooked. When this is done, these two things will be linked together and you can go between the videos and look to see what the connection between them is. Okay, Lego, not Lego, Faco. Looking pretty good. This is really hard to do, but you know what? This is actually kind of cool. I get to take this apart like this. Cool. Promising. Like opening a Christmas present, a birthday present. So I apologize if I'm talking softly, but I have had coughing fits quite a bit, and I don't want to start a coughing fit. I've got my coffee over there, coffee, and I got my warm beverage over there. Hey, this looks good. One side of the mold is a bit thinner than the other side of the mold, and that's not ideal. But that is the flat side of the mold too. So, and like I said, it's been a very long time since I've done anything like this. Not fun. It's like a block of cheese. There's the golf tee. Right there. And there's the line of where the seam is. And as you can see, this is 3/4 of a centimeter. Maybe this is almost 2 centimeters. So it's a bit of a discrepancy on volume. But yeah, aside from that, this should be a good test mold to see how things go. So I'm going to pause the video, put all of this away, and then start the video again. I'll clean this up quickly. Alright, I'm back. It's been a few seconds really. And I'm going to now stub my toe and figure out a way to separate these because I did not put a mold release. I mean, there is a separation and I might be able to make it work. And this is where it gets tricky. I could have used a mold release. There we go. Got that out. There's the golf tee. There's the opening. Now, how to go from there? I could use a knife. It'll do the job very easily with a knife. So I'm going to do a knife. I'm going to use a knife. Pardon me, just taking a quick drink. And now we're going to try to get this thing out of here and see if we can get this thing out of here. And this is actually a pretty good mold. I'm fairly pleased with it. Feels very rigid, very firm, successful. It's not mushy and it's not oily. It's very dry. Come on. I almost better deal. Here. That's the first. So I'm going to pause the camera. Keep up this. Carefully. I'm going to separate. I'll take the camera. Otherwise it's really long. Right. Good. Well, here we are. I have opened the mold halfway to about where the funnel would be, the flute. And there is my character. And from what I can gather, aside from dirty, because of clay, it worked rather well. We have the potential to make a copy of my little guy. I think we could. And if I leave this side, because I'd lost my registries, those knobs, those bumps I put, I've lost that. So what I'm going to do is leave this half of the mold intact, because it's, you know, very boing, very flexible. I can just do that. I can pop it out that way and just clamp it shut with wood, hold it like this, and inject from here, and it would work. There we go. Successful mold of the character, of the bottle beetle. And we will get on to making a copy. I'm going to get some plastic ready. I have some 3D printing plastic that I'm going to cut up and try to melt down. And we will try to inject it in here. And that will be part 2 of the video series, video number 2. Thank you for tuning in. I will talk to you soon. Take care. And let me know what you think in the comments below. If you'd like to see other molds made, if you would like to see more of this, let me know. I plan to make this a thing. This is going to be its own project. And I'll try to find good molds to show you how jewelers used to make molds back in the day, how they actually made real molds. Not far off from this, just better process, I'm sure. They had better registries, they used better material, and they had professional machinery that injected jewelry, wax, in large numbers, you know, whereas I'm just doing this at home in my basement. So anyways, let me know what else you'd like to see about this, and I will talk to you later. Take care.